Good evening, everyone. I'm David.
And I'm Nathan.
It's time for the 6 o'clock news.
And we have a special story on the Odyssey.
Now let's cut to the video, Drake.
I'm off to town, old friend, to present myself to Mother. She'll never stop biting tears and mourning. Well, I know, till she sees me face to face. And for you, I have some orders. Take this luckless stranger to town so he can beg his supper there, and whoever wants can give the man some crumbs and a cup to drink. How can I put up with every passerby? My mind's weighted down with all his troubles. If the stranger resented it all the worse for him. I like to tell the truth and tell it plainly.
I have no desire to stay here. It's better for a beggar to beg in town than in the farmlands.
Oh, Telemachus! Oh, you've gotten so big. Do you remember me? Euryclea, your maid?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been so long. Oh, my gosh. Oh. Penelope!
You're home. Oh, how I've missed you. Tell me, please, have you heard news about your father?
Yes, but please don't cry, Mother. I've just escaped death. So go bathe and give the gods a sacrifice. I have to go meet with a guest I had on my ship. I have sent him ahead with my crew.
Telemachus, you should send women to my house to fetch the gifts that Menelaus sent you.
We don't know how this will all turn out. So if it goes bad and I'm cut down and the entire estate torn to pieces, I would rather have you or one of your friends get some pleasure out of them. But if I am victorious, then may we all find pleasure in them.
Telemachus, I'm going back to my room upstairs to lie down on my bed. That bed of pain my tears have streaked. Years in, years out. From the day Odysseus sailed away to Troy with Atreus' 2 sons. But you never had the heart before those insolent suitors crowd back to the house to tell me clearly about your father's journey home. If you have heard any news.
Of course, Mother. I will tell you the whole true story now. We sailed to Pylos, and the great Nestor treated me well. He had no news of my father Odysseus, but he sent me to a man named Menelaus, the king of Lacedaemon. On the way, I saw Helen of Argos. Everyone, the Trojans and the Achaeans, were suffering so much. I reached Lacedaemon, and the king Menelaus told me he had seen my father on an island on a goddess's home. The goddess was Calypso, and she held him there by force. I had accomplished my mission, so I came back, and the gods sent me a strong wind to guide me.
Noble lady, wife of Laertes' son Odysseus, Menelaus can have no perfect revelations. Mark my words, I will make you a prophecy quite precise, and I'll hold nothing back. I swear by Zeus, the first of all the gods. By this table of hospitality, here my host, by Odysseus' hearth, where I have come for help. I swear Odysseus is on native soil. Here and now, poised, learning of these rank crimes, he is sowing seeds of ruin for all your suitors. So clear, so true, that birdsong I saw as I sat on the beach ship and sold out the future to the prince.
Only that would all come true. If everything you said were true, you would know my affection.
All to the palace for dinner!
Friend, I know you are keen to go today, but I want you to stay here and guard the farm. But I prize the boy, and I think he will blame me later. So now, we're off.
I see your point, and from now on, you will lead me. Just give me a stick to lean on and let's go.
Look, one scum nosing another scum along. Dirt finds dirt by the will of God. It never fails. Stinking pig boy, where do you take your filthy swine? This sickening beggar who licks the pots at feasts? Hanging up round the doorpost, rubbing his back, scavenging after scraps. No hero swords and cauldrons, not for him. Hand him over to me. I will teach him to work a farm, muck out my stalls, pitch feed to the young goats. Whey drink will put some muscle on his hands. Oh no, he has learned his lazy ways too well, and he has got no itch to stick to hard work. He would rather go scrounging round the countryside, begging for crusts to stuff his greedy gut. And let me tell you, so help me if it's the truth. And he sets foot in Odysseus' royal palace, salvos of footstools flung at his head by all the lords will crack his ribs as he runs, the line of fire through the house.
What a grand palace this is. Surely it must belong to the great Odysseus.
An easy guess for a man as keen as you at every turn. But heads together, what do we do next? Either you are the first one to the palace mix with the suitors, leave me where I am, or if you like, stay put, and I will go first myself. Don't linger long, someone might spot you here outside, knock you down or pelt you. Mark my words. Take care.
Well, there is still some sense in this old head. Go in before me. I'm used to stones and blows.
Eumaeus, give this to the beggar as long as a message.
Okay. Here, stranger, Prince Telemachus sends you these, and to make the rounds of the suitors. Beg from one and all bashfulness, for a beggar, he says, is no great friend.
Bless that man.
Now go and gather crusts from the suitors. This will test them, and we'll be able to tell the innocent from the guilty. I'll tell you about that stranger. The swineherd Eumaeus let him in. But who is he, and where is he from? So it was you who let this thing in here. We already have to deal with beggars, and that is enough. Now you invite this one inside.
That was a low blow. Who would invite a stranger and if he had no remarkable skills to offer? Not I. Who would invite a beggar? Antinous, you were always the most harsh of the servants. Harsh on the servants of the king. On me most of all. But it doesn't bother me as long as the queen is still alive as well as Prince Telemachus.
It's okay, Eumaeus. Don't waste your breath on Antinous. And what do you think you're doing? You want me to send this man packing? I refuse. Never fear your gifts will upset my mother and any servant in King Odysseus' royal house. But no such qualm could enter that head of yours, bent on feeding your own face, not feeding strangers.
You think you're so high and mighty. If everyone gave the kind of gift I would, he'd be satisfied for 3 whole months, but everyone just gave him scraps.
Give me a morsel, friend. You're hardly the worst a in here, it seems. The noblest one, in fact. You look like a king to me, so you should give a bigger crust than the rest, and I will sing your praises across the earth. I didn't used to be a beggar. I was once a man rolling in wealth, and have so many servants, a great life.
You are a pest, shameless beggar. You scrounge food from each man.
No sense in your head to match your handsome looks. You won't even tear a crust to give it to me, though there's God's plenty here.
Now you won't get out of the hall unscarred. I swear, not after such a filthy string of insult.
Ah. There's nothing to groan in pain about. Not when a man has taken a blow to protect his own possessions. He struck me because my stomach was hungry. But if beggars too have gods and furies, then let Antinous meet his death before he meets his bride.
Enough! Sit, leave, or these young men will skin you alive.
Stop, Antinous. May Apollo strike you just as hard. They're all terrible, but Antinous is the worst of them all. All the others gave him food, but Antinous gives him a footstool in the back. Eumaeus, tell the stranger to come here. I want to ask if he has heard word of my husband, or if he has seen him.
He swears that Odysseus is still alive. heading home at last.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Alright, I actually have to write the next line.
Yeah.
Stop, Antinous. May Apollo strike you just as hard. They're all terrible, but Antinous is the worst of them all. All the others gave him food, but Antinous gives him a footstool in the back. Eumaeus, tell this stranger to come here. I want to ask if he has heard word of my husband, or if he has seen him.
He swears that Odysseus is still alive, heading home at last.
Call him here so he can tell me his own tale face to face. My son has sealed it with a sneeze. Now go, Eumaeus, and the stranger here. May death come down on these suitors.
The queen summons you, stranger. She wants to ask you a question or two about her husband.
Gladly, I will tell her the whole truth, but I fear the suitor's abuse. I went down the hall not telling anyone, and yet I received a stool in the back. And who raised a hand to save me? Telemachus? Anyone else? Tell Penelope to wait in the halls until the sun goes down. Then she can ask me all she likes about her husband's journey.
Where is he? Why didn't you bring him here?
He tells you to wait here until the sun goes down. Then you can ask him all you talk to him in private.
He's a wise man.
I must be off. Look out for your son.
Goodbye, old friend.